There's been whispers among some of Donald Trump's most ardent supporters in the House of Representatives, and of course, his loyal followers on social media. And by followers, I don't mean people who follow his account, because obviously he doesn't have one anymore, but I just mean the people who will carry his water wherever he goes. And they've been whispering that maybe, should the Republican Party take back the House of Representatives in 2022, maybe they ought to elect Donald Trump as the Speaker of the House. Because after all, the Constitution does not say that the Speaker of the House has to come from the House of Representatives. To be honest, it actually is a glaring oversight in the United States Constitution, you know? Oops, forgot to mention that it has to be a sitting member. So yes, technically, if Republicans took back the House, they could vote for Donald Trump as Speaker. In fact, most new sessions, when they elect the new Speaker, you have plenty of people who want to make a stand and they don't vote for the, person who's most likely to get it. They'll vote for somebody else. Sometimes it's somebody in Congress. Sometimes it's not, because there's nothing forbidding them from doing that. So Republicans or MAGA folk want to take advantage of that and make Trump the Speaker of the House. Democrats have decided that whether or not this threat is real, they want to address it before it can even become an issue. This past week, Brendan Boyle, a Democratic representative, introduced legislation that explicitly says the Speaker of the House of Representatives has to be a sitting member of Congress. Plain, simple, done, case closed. This legislation would effectively close the loophole. And the reason, because by the way, this legislation came out earlier this week, the reason I waited so long to do this segment is because I was torn on it at first. At first, when I saw this story, I thought, wow, what a gross overreaction to a couple of nut jobs saying, we're going to elect Trump Speaker of the House. But then I started thinking, is it an overreaction? Honestly, to a degree, I still think yes, it is. I really do think it's a little bit of an overreaction. But is it necessary to pass this legislation? I also say yes. Why? Because in this particular instance, as I said, the Constitution's not clear. This is a loophole, a giant loophole, and a potentially problematic loophole, not just in 2022, but quite literally every 2 years, this could be a problem. Think of the dangerous precedent it would set, right, if Republicans retake the House and then get Trump as the Speaker of the House. 2 years later, regardless of what happens in that next election, there's going to be another House election for Speaker of the House. And suppose the Democrats take it back and the Democrats say, well, screw it. We're going to put in Barack Obama. Hell, we're going to put in Oprah as the Speaker of the House. We're going to vote for The Rock. And the Republicans get it and they do something even dumber than that. And they say, well, we're going to make it be Chewbacca. I don't know. You see where I'm going with this, though. Once again, we have to talk about slippery slope. If that loophole remains, especially now that, everybody knows about it, they know that these are things that can be done, and they know that their base could start clamoring for something crazy and stupid to happen, then yes, I do think it's a real possibility we could end up with an outsider as Speaker of the House, and that's going to lead to total chaos. So yes, the legislation is good and necessary, even if it's being proposed for, the rumors that they want to elect Trump, and it's only a couple. It wouldn't even be enough at this point to get him elected. Either way, close the loophole, end it. You want to be Speaker of the House? Be elected to the House first.